Okay, good morning, boys and girls, and welcome to my video about how to set up or how to start up a PowerPoint presentation. So the first thing we want to do is we want to go to the Windows bar and click on PowerPoint, and it loads up. Now, what we can do is we can look at these options for themes. Now, I've already got one here that says famous events in history, which is one I've preloaded. But if I want to see more themes, I can click on this button here, more themes, and then I can go to the search template and I can type in history. And it comes up with lots of options in terms of PowerPoint presentations we can use for history. So I'm actually going to use the one that I pre-selected, which is this one, because I really do like it. It has all the features in it that I think we need to create a really cool historical presentation. So we click on create. Yep, it gives you some help. If you want to read through that, you're more than welcome to, because there's some really cool tips in terms of what you can do in PowerPoint in these sorts of slides and the information down the side here. But for now, I'm going to close that. I'm going to select this first slide and I'm going to press delete on my keyboard to get rid of the first slide. Now I'm going to go into this first slide and I'm going to click on the text box. Notice how there's a text box here. I'm going to click on this text box and I'm going to put in a different title. So I'm going to type in Mr. Stocker's PowerPoint. And then down here, I'm going to add a bit more detail about what my presentation is going to be about. So a presentation on the history of my local area, Melbourne, and significant people. Because my PowerPoint's going to be about the history of my local area, which is Whittlesea. I'm going to do a little bit about some of the history of Melbourne, and I'm going to look for some significant people that have had an impact on the development of Melbourne over time. So there we go, there's my title slide. Now if I look through here, I can see that my next slide has a big spot for pictures and a spot for a title for the picture and some facts. So when you're doing your research, you can add your facts to this section next to a really awesome picture of whatever you are creating. So that's probably the main slide I'll be using, but then there's another one. Here's a good example of a timeline. You can put the year and what happened, year and what happened, year and what happened along your timeline, which we will be doing in our PowerPoints. So, and then there's other sorts of slides that you can go through and choose whether or not you want to use. I'm going to leave them all in there for now in case later I decide I want to actually use them. So there we go. That's kind of how we set up a PowerPoint presentation. What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to go to File and I'm going to go Save As, and I'm going to make sure that I save it as something that I'll remember. Mr. Stocker's PowerPoint. Here we go. Save. And we're done. So there's our introduction video for how to open a PowerPoint presentation.